Welcome to our webinar, Benefits of Online Lenders for Business Loans. This is going to be a short webinar, but we really hope you'll find this information helpful for you, the business owner, as you shop for financing for your small business. So, what is an online business loan? Well, a true online business loan usually refers to one where the process is entirely online. So, you learn about the loan online, you fill out or provide the information or application online. It's processed and fulfilled in an online process. Now, of course, there are variations of this. There may be some lenders, for example, who initiate the process online, gather some information, then contact you to complete the process partially or fully offline. There may be some lenders who have some elements of their processing online, others not. All good, but here we're going to really focus on those true online business loans where you're going to go start to finish through your computer, smartphone, or tablet. So, what are the benefits of online small business loans? Well, the main reason that many people look at this option is because it's a simpler way for them to complete a loan application. In fact, I recall one study of business owners applying for online business loans where they found that something like 30% of applications were filled out at night. So business owners complete their day, whatever they're doing to sell and produce and service the product or services that they provide. And then in the evening, they start looking around to see what's available for them. And if their lender is available when they need it, then they're going to be more likely to complete that process. So that's a big benefit. These loans often have very quick decisions and funding. If you can provide the information they need to make a decision, you may get your loan in minutes, hours, at the most a few days. And that could even extend all the way to funding the loan. So you could have a situation where you apply tonight and tomorrow the funding is being deposited into your business bank account. Not all are going to go that quickly, but it tends to be a very fast process, provided the lender has the information they need to make that decision. The other thing is you'll probably find there's less effort and documentation. Now, that doesn't mean the lender won't need information from you. And we can talk about that in a moment, but it does mean you may not have to go through all the reams and reams of paperwork you might have to go through if you're, for example, applying at a bank, or you're trying to get an SBA guaranteed loan where there's a lot of documentation required. Specifically, you probably won't need a business plan for an online lender. You may not need to provide tax returns. You probably will have to provide something to verify your business revenues, and that will probably be by linking to your bank account. But otherwise, it can be a pretty simple process. And then the other benefit is that you can find loans and financing for a variety of uses and qualifications. So no matter what you're looking for, there's probably a lender who is available in this way. So, some uses for online business loans, well, it runs the gamut. So, working capital, inventory, equipment, refinancing debt, cash flow issues, all of these types of needs and more can be met with certain online lenders and online marketplaces. Now, there are a few things I want you to be careful and consider. The first is the interest rate and the cost. So, often the speed that you get with an online lender does come with some cost. So depending on your qualifications, it may be more expensive perhaps than other options that may be available to you. And then just generally, this isn't unique to online business loans, but generally small business lenders don't have to disclose an annual percentage rate or APR, which is what we're used to seeing on the consumer side of things when we apply for credit. And so sometimes the costs may be expressed as a fee, as a factor rate, other versions of rates that aren't APRs. And so you don't always perhaps understand how that compares to other options that you may be exploring. So tip here, if you go to nav.com/calculator, That's where you'll find our free online calculators that help translate the cost of various types of financing to an APR. These are simple to use, they don't collect personal information, and will at least get you in the ballpark of what you might be looking at in terms of an annual percentage rate or interest rate for that financing. The second thing is qualifications. So, generally, online lenders tend to be more flexible. And in fact, there's some Federal Reserve research behind this that one of the reasons that borrowers end up at online lenders is because they may not qualify at a local bank. Now, if you can get a loan from your local bank, that's probably going to be the best money you can get in terms of interest rate and terms. But we do know that many business owners don't qualify for any variety of reasons. It could be their time in business. A lot of banks want to deal with businesses that have been around for 2 and perhaps even 3 years now, post COVID. It could be the revenues. It could be the size of the loan. Many banks want to make large loans, and they're not interested in lending you the $2,000 or $5,000 that you may need as an immediate need. But an online lender may be fine with giving you a smaller loan, so that may be one of the reasons. So you should still be prepared to understand that there may be a credit check on the personal credit side. If there is, it's probably going to be a soft credit check, but if that's a concern to you, by all means, check with the lender. There may be a business credit check involved, and if you don't know your business credit, you can check that for free at NAV. They'll want to verify revenues very often by linking to your bank account, and then they'll want to know your time in business, and you may have to provide some documentation about your business that helps verify it or back that up, or they may be able to get that from your incorporation, filings or other information. And then the requirements, the business bank account, as I've mentioned a couple of times, is often required to verify revenue. So what they do here is they'll often ask to link to your business bank account using a technology that will let them review the activity in your bank account. As long as they're using a secure platform, it's not something where they can take the money out of your account. It's designed really to see, how many times have you had a low balance in the past, couple months? What's been your average daily balance? Have you bounced checks? Are your revenues increasing or declining? They want to look at those things to establish the amount that they may be able to extend in terms of financing, and perhaps the terms that they're going to offer. So that's often a very typical requirement. So if you don't have a business bank account, you need one. Just absolutely, if you are a business owner, even if you consider yourself employed, consider yourself self-employed, a 1099 contractor, I would still highly, highly recommend you open a business bank account and you use that for any business income and expenses that you receive. This is really, really crucial in the financing process. In fact, I think it's just as crucial as your credit when it comes to getting small business financing. So if you don't have a business bank account, don't know where to start, we have some articles on the NAV blog that will explain to you the options for getting a business bank account. Now, choosing an online lender, this can also be confusing. While online lending can be a simplification of the process for you, it can be confusing as well because you have a variety of options available to you. Now, some of these websites are going to be online lenders where it's a particular lender that's offering the suite of products that they offer. So they may offer lines of credit and a term loan and, let's say, some cash advance. Or they may be one that tries to, help you find an SBA loan or something very specific. The other type, and this is what NAV, where I work, does, is a marketplace. And that's where it helps match you to financing options among multiple lenders and financing options. So you supply your information, and then that information is used to help match you to the options that may be available. And ideally, if that's the route you want to go, then you want an online marketplace that has many products available. So you can get the one that fits with your need as well as your qualifications, because you may need a certain amount, but if you don't qualify for it, you won't get it. And you may qualify for something, but if it doesn't fit your need, if you need a longer term loan and all you're getting is short term loans, then that's not going to be a good fit for you as well. And at NAV, we do work with over 100 different financing sources of different types. Now, it is very important that you deal with secure, trustworthy site. A secure platform is crucial. So always look for that padlock in the URL and be very, very careful about dealing with lenders that make promises that just don't fit with what you're seeing elsewhere. So, an example would be a lender who says, well, we can guarantee you a 10% interest rate for 5 years, $100,000, and don't worry about your credit. Well, that's very unlikely that that's a legitimate offer. So what it could be is a scammer. And unfortunately, there are lending scams out there, both in the consumer and small business space. And sometimes they even use the name of a popular established company to try to scam you into. Usually, they'll ask you after you get approved, you get asked to pay an insurance fee or the first 2 months of payments up front to establish trust to them. But what you're doing is basically sending them money that you'll never see again. So just want to warn you, please, especially if you have challenges getting financing, please be very, very careful. And we do have a detailed article on the NAV blog on how to check if a lender is legitimate. And if you just go to nav.com/blog and type in how to tell if a lender is legitimate, you will see that article, and that will give you some tips for vetting a lender. Now, at NAV, we do the vetting for you. We work with all these lenders to check them out and to match you to the options, again, that are fit based on your qualifications. But regardless of where you go, I do want you to make sure that you are not dealing with a less than reputable lender that may be getting you into a situation that makes your business even worse. Now, if you are using NAV, you can sign up for a free NAV account, and that's can be completely free for as long as you have it. We do have paid plans as well, but you absolutely can use a free account. And when you fill out your profile, we will show you options, and there will be details that will help you understand the options we're showing you. So when you see a match in NAV, two things. One is we're not giving you approval odds. If you see 98 or 89 or something like that, that doesn't mean you're 89% likely to be approved. It means you meet 89% of what we know the lender's looking for in applicants. And there's a little details button with each matched offer that you can click on. And then that will show you a screen like this that tells you, here's why we matched you: because you match the annual revenue requirements, you don't have a personal bankruptcy, you meet their personal credit score requirements, no tax liens, and your time in business is sufficient. And then we'll give additional details about that particular lending option. So make sure you scroll down to those details. And if you have any questions and you're working with NAV, you are always welcome to reach out to our credit and lending team. They're happy to help, no pressure, and they're happy to give you some insights into the options you may be seeing or the ones you aren't seeing, why you're not seeing matches. They can help you understand that situation as well. So is an online loan right for you? Maybe, maybe not. As I mentioned, if you have time, you have time to shop, and you have good, solid credit, great revenues, and you've been in business for at least a couple of years, your local bank or community bank or credit union might be a great option for you to get that loan. But if you're having challenges qualifying for a traditional business loan, if you need money right away, you have an opportunity or a crisis, and you need that funding immediately, then you're probably not going to get fast financing through a bank. You are going to end up with something like an online lender where it can fund very quickly. And then if you want to explore your options, you want to see what's out there, what types of financing, maybe you're not familiar with the types of financing that might be available, like invoice factoring or cash advances or what of the difference between a term loan and a line of credit. then you can use Nav's Marketplace to help you explore those different options and see what might be a fit for you, and also to learn more about those options. I will add that we do have a series of webinars on different types of financing, as well as a webinar on financing for young businesses and startups who typically have more challenges getting financing, and different ways that you can leverage financing to grow your business. So, if this is a topic that's important to you, and for many small business owners, it will, make sure you explore those other presentations so you can get more details that may help you make a wise choice for the financing needs for your business. And then, of course, if you have a NAV account, and we hope you will, it's free, sign up, then you can review your financing matches there. I just want to add that with NAV, we don't sell your information to lenders. So your phone isn't going to ring off the hook with calls from lenders just because you signed up for a NAB account. We may reach out and offer to help you with your financing, but our goal is to match you within the NAB ecosystem, as opposed to just selling your name and information as a lead to other lenders. So I hope you found that helpful, and I hope that gave you an overview of the online lending space and when it might be right for you. And if you have questions, we're always happy to try to help and help you understand how to become lender ready, get better financing, and help your business grow. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you join us for a future presentation.